What I was thinking of was,
Okay, what's up? So no video to open up the stream today, so this is gonna be just a whole what's up opening. You guys get to see my face first thing when you start the stream. I'm trying to find the chat. That's what I'm trying to do. Where the chat is. I can't find it. There it is. Okay. People in the chat, what's up? Hi. Load, please. Holy crap. I need to pull my monitor down a little bit. Alright, chat's not loaded for me right now, so I'll go to second. And we'll look in the whole feedback live stream section. YouTube crashed. That's dope. Okay. Alright. So this is who we got first. How we doing today though, guys? Okay, I'm sick, so let me eat real quick. Alright, I will not do anything until you come back. Nothing will be done until Casper gets back from eating. I want everyone to know that. He better eat super quickly, because nothing is getting done until he comes back. What was I doing? Okay, so I have smudge on my glasses, and I can see it with the light on me. How to send demos. We have a Discord link in the description of the stream. Head there. Join the Discord community. There's a section, or a server, or a discussion, per se, that is called feedback for feedback live stream. You set your tracks there. That's what you do. You can't send a demo in email. It's only on our Discord channel. What's up? What's up? 15 demos before mine. LOL. Yeah. Shoot, I'm late. What's up? How you doing? Jazzix, I think that's how you say your name. You've been here a lot. I always called you Jazz in my head. Arca, how you doing? Casper still eating. All right. Until laid back, I said what's up. I don't know why he's not here saying what's up though. Futrick, how you doing? Roman posting in Facebook. Thank you, Roman. All right, let's get the first Trizzy. So guys, basically as soon as the stream ends at 2 o'clock, I have to like literally go. I have a discussion with somebody and then I have to head out of town. So that's my day. And as you guys know, I'm assuming some of you knew, that we had an application sent out for positions on our team for sound designers and writers and video creators and stuff like that. I've gone through all of those and I'm still going through the ones that come in. But I have to do all the business behind that too, and that's taken some time. But nothing a little music can't fix. Here we go. This is a little low. Okay, so there's a couple things I noticed. The kick sample sounds decent for the mix itself, like the actual sample, not the actual mix of it. But I think the actual mix of the kick and the processing, the post-processing that comes after putting the sample in, needs some work, as well as some side chaining so we can hear those transients coming through. I say it every stream. Like, I know there's some there, but not enough. And that bass tone right there needs to be a little lower and more subbish. If you're gonna have a mid-tone bass, it shouldn't be something that's held down. It should be somewhat of a wobble or a pluck that plays off beat, or if it plays on beat, then more of a pluck, because the kick's gonna more of a wobble. Sorry, because the kick's gonna mute out that first transient if you sidechain it correctly. And the mix overall is a little weird. I think some of the bands are too stuck together. So maybe if you're on your mix channel, you should put a multi-band compressor and be able to adjust all the bands. We actually have a plugin that we've done called excuse me, that is called The King, and it actually has 5 bands that you can adjust. And then you can use the makeup gain to fix anything that you've mudded out. So if you adjust the threshold on your lows, you need to fix the makeup gain to make it not muddy, because a lot of times adjusting threshold muddies up some frequencies, and you can do that. And since there's 5 bands, you can make sure each individual band is where you want it to be and separated correctly. Selfless plug, so you're welcome. But yeah, overall the vibe of the track is great, catchy and everything like that, but just some work on the processing part of it and the mixing and mastering part of it. Not too much work to do. I just forgot to go over what we're giving away today, guys. We're giving away Countdown vocals today. By the way, thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook. Facebook is not opening for me, for those of you on Facebook. It's a white screen. I don't know why. Every time I hit start streaming, it just does not open. As soon as I hit stop streaming, it opens up. I don't know. I really don't understand it. But today, Countdown vocals. If y'all need some vocal chops, vocal samples, loops, unique male and female vocals, vocal in different language, here you go. It's $14.90 on the store right now, which equals out to about $20, $20 US dollars, or I don't know where else anyone else is from, but depending on what you use. You can try a demo of it if you want to see what it's like before you grab it, but one lucky person who shares the stream on Facebook is going to be winning it for free today. One person. Sending demos is going to be in our Discord. So it'll be the link in the description that says discord.gg/QPMW4ZK. Click that, go to Discord, create an account. Then we have a feedback live stream channel that you can send your tracks into. That's how you send in demos. Right, next track is Zimba.
Gave you the keys to my door, but all I ever got is you.
Sorry, my mic was muted. So this is really good. I like this a lot, but there's a couple things I want to fix on it. The mastering overall, it is a work in progress. I'm assuming you're not finished with it. either you're doing the mastering already or the mixing before you release it. But that does need some work, so hopefully before you fully release it, you take a look at that and separate some bands with some compression and boost some frequencies up a little bit. Kick is nice and noted through there, but I feel like the side chaining for the kicks transients could be a little bit more intense, but that's just my personal opinion. Honestly, since you have the side chaining there, and it's technically enough, you can do whatever you want with it. I would have made it a little bit more intense. That's just my prerogative. The transition was super dope there. I like that a lot. Maybe. But I'll be dancing on my... Yeah, overall, it's just the mix that's a little muddy. And maybe... Yeah, it's just a mix that's a little muddy. So maybe some multi-band compression on your overall master. Separate those bands, adjust them to bring your highs through, to bring your kick and your lows through, and everything like that. Then so maybe some more intense side chaining on that kick, so the transients of the kick come out a little bit more. Yeah, Jazzix, that's what I just said, bringing up the highs a little bit, so that there's some treble up in there. But thank you for submitting the track, man. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown vocals for free at the end of the stream. Just one lucky person get some, and that's it. And that's it. One lucky person. This is a YouTube link. Oh, and it has an audio visualizer. Look at that. So this right here, why did Techno Viking come up on my screen? So there's a snare here I don't like. Oh, well, at least I don't like the way it's mixed, or it doesn't fit. Maybe you should use the snare you use in the actual drop. So a couple things. It's mostly just mixed. Honestly, the second half of this, the arrangement you have is really catchy. So I like that. The bass could be a little bit more, have a little bit more to it, and maybe some variations of it, like changing pitch and changing wavetables and stuff like that, since you use Serum and Massive or Nexus. But this pluck, this offbeat pluck, is way too loud. It's taken away from excuse me, the basses that are happening. So what I would do is that bass and those drums need to be your primary focal point. So what I would do is turn the volume of that pluck down. It just needs to be something to pull rhythm out. So as long as we hear it peaking, we don't really need to hear the rest of it, because we'll hear it whenever there's silence. So with that, you need to put it more in the background, so background element. So bring those basses up, so those basses are what you hear, and those drums are what you hear, because that's your driving point. So I really like the second half a lot. The vibe of it's really cool. I don't necessarily like that, but that's maybe if you filtered that up into there, that would have been pretty cool. Yeah, like your arrangement, your rhythm here is really dope. I like that a lot. Just make sure that bass is a little bit more weird and wonky and grimy, because that's kind of how Spaghetti makes his basses. They're really grimy and weird, which this is already a weird sounding bass, but make it a little bit more grimy, have a little bit more of a growl tone to it too. Make it more focal, so it's in there. What is going on in the chat? I'm not really paying attention. Please don't die. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you. For those of you who've been here for the last 3 weeks, I have been coughing for 3 weeks. And I've taken medicine. I've taken cough syrup. And I'm still coughing. I'm not sick, though. Like, I have no infection anywhere, nothing. I don't know what the deal is. But, Classico, thank you for dropping the track, man. Head over to Facebook. Share it for a chance to win. Share the stream for a chance to win. Countdown vocals. But yeah, I understand not dying. It's a struggle. Alright, audio trackers, you're getting a lot better with the side chaining that I've noticed so far since you've come back. You used to always not have a lot of side chaining and your kicks used to be kind of drowned. That was one thing I always told you to work on. But so far, you're doing a pretty good job. Maybe just something should have finalized. Just some separation of the bands and breaking up some of the highs and pushing some of the lows up a little bit too. But separating the highs from the mids so we can actually hear the tweakiness of the little zap you have in here, which is really cool with the panning. I don't know if you did that or if that's how the preset works. Either or, it's pretty dope. I enjoyed the rhythm, or the rhythm as well, but the reverb. The volume on that might be a little bit too loud, but I don't really know for sure though. But yeah. Maybe change up some of the second half to be a little bit different, a little faster, a little more offbeat. It'll be cool. Maybe some triplets here or something like that, and then work on your mastering and some of your mixing to separate some of these elements from one another so we can distribute them evenly. All right. You know what's weird is I don't have most of the people on my chat talking like I usually do, like the people who are usually here. I don't have them today. Are y'all not here today? If you're here, say what's up. No problem, bud. Thank you for sitting the track. Well, if it needs vocals, go over and share the stream on Facebook and you might win some. Countdown vocals. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So the only thing I have to give you guys so far after listening to both of these is just the mix and master, which you said you don't have. So that's really all. I mean, I like the filtered sound of it, and I like the ambience that you have, and the fact that it's like it's empty to the point where the the effects that tail off of everything or what your background is, which is really cool. So the only thing I think you really need is maybe to pump some of the volume up on this, which I'm assuming mastering and mixing will do, and then mix and master it and see what it gives you there. I mean, honestly, that's all I have to give for you. But head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals if you need some vocals. Is it you? Yeah. No guarantee that you'll get it, but it's a shot. Why not take it? Let me see. Another YouTube. So far the drums are a little weak in the mix, and the transients are a little covered with the other elements. So I would severely recommend trying to fix on the sidechain a little bit more, just so we have those drums poking through, and maybe some compression, distortion on both of those, just so they have a little bit more oomph to it. And so maybe in the future some better mastering, and some of the mixing to be able to separate some of the elements. Elements are separated good enough. Just I mean like per se like separating, what am I trying to say? I'm assuming it's just mastering because I'm trying to ask you to separate bands just so the highs and everything like that are separated so we can hear the distinguishing between the two and exactly what's leading what part. And maybe those little plucky chords can be brought up a little bit more to match almost the volume of the vocals so that they're kind of like complementing each other. Maybe one is down a couple more decibels than the other, but maybe some saws in here too would be really dope as like either a plucky saw or something that'll help, fill it out a little bit more. And if you do some mastering, bring the highs out a little bit more because it is a little bit drowned inside there. Alterity, the 80s boy. But yeah, I don't know how to say it. Denstrix, thank you for submitting the track, buddy. Head over to Facebook for a chance to share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals today. Thank you for submitting the track. Casper, you better be back from eating. That's a long eating. That's 24 minutes. I'm not stopping. Casper. And I have vocals for the break, so basically. I would intensify your side chaining too, a little bit. Just so that we can hear that snare come through a little bit more. Because it seems to be disguised a tad bit. I do dig this though a lot. Those hi-hats really help fill it out too. So yeah, man, Casper, that's really all I have for you, and some mastering, since I'm assuming you're not done yet. You'll do that later on. Yeah, side chaining intense a little bit. Maybe if you're able to customize the attack on that piano, maybe dumb it down a little bit so it's not too plucky on the beginning of it. Other than that, main. That's all I've got for you. Thank you for sharing this track. Head over to head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals. Stop it. The claps are too loud in this section here, man. You might need to level those out a little bit more. Or it might just be the sample. And maybe some better mastering on it to separate the bands, and some heavier side chaining just so we hear the rhythm of it a little bit more. Really though, and then maybe change up the second half a little bit more so that there isn't. I don't necessarily like these pitch changes though. I feel like they're a little too long. That's one thing I have with a problem with in the lead, is the pitch changes that he has, because the sample or the preset that he used for it just sounds a little weird. I feel like you're doing too many of them. There's no need for that many, I don't think, at least in this situation. But yeah, other than that, man, there's some mastering things, like separating the bands a little bit more, bringing some highs out and pushing the lows up a little bit more, mixing some of these things a little bit better to bring some of the chords up a little bit, changing some of the pitch bends on that lead because it is a little wonky on it, and intensify your side chaining a tad bit more so the drums come through a little bit more and the rhythm increases, and then turn down these claps here a little bit. Other than that, Jester2, thank you for hitting or submitting the track. I know there's just Jester as well, but this is Jester2. Thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals for free at the end of the stream. One lucky person. We'll do that within about 5 to 3 minutes left of the stream. don't know how I feel about the low to high transitioning. I kind of just like the high, or you can layer them. Have the lows turned down in the mix a little bit more and have the highs prominent. That way there's some sort of weird...
People talk about me. I know one thing that's enough. I'll make the rules as I go. No, I'm not sorry, don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. I'll make the rules as I go. Ain't gonna worry, don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way.
I don't mind the drop at all. Some of the effects and the perks used in the background are too overwhelming, because well, not overwhelming, but too prominent, because I can hear them a lot. But maybe some bass added in here and some low end. So if you go into mastering, master a little more, push the bass up a little bit more, because even if you don't have a sub, it still pushes some of the bass out of the tones you already have. And then some more intense side chaining. That way we can hear that kick come through a little bit better. And maybe some mixing to get these to pop up a little bit more and normalize your mix whenever you render it. That way there's a bring up, because if this right here is louder than this part here, which is the focal point, then it kind of it feels like there's two different tracks playing. But you know how you have the low and the high vocal mixed here with the two layered. I would do that the entire way. I wouldn't even do the I wouldn't even do the whole contrast of the vocals, because I feel like it's just too off-putting. So I would just layer them high being your main, your driver, than the low being your backing vocal, basically, and that'll be super dope. And then work on some of the mixing and mastering and the drop, and actually just overall, and separating some of the bands. Other than that, man, thank you, dude, for submitting the track. Hit our Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown vocals for free. One lucky person. That happens at the end of the stream. You have to share the stream on Facebook to be able to enter. Just want you to know. Vocals out of tune. Like heavily out of tune. Yeah, Wild Lion, you send it in Discord. Those vocals are mixed too high. Maybe some more effects, like a multi-band compressor to bring some of the compression and some of the what are they called, harmonies, I think, out of the sound. Yeah, the vocal and the drop really needs to be taken out. Honestly, the vocal needs to be swiped throughout the entire track. It's way too out of tune. And even if you did have a vocal in here and it wasn't in tune, you have it mixed way too loud inside this drop, and it's too dry. It needs to have some effects on it. And these basses are also too dry and monotone, so maybe some pitch bending, some harmony bringing out with the with some hypers if you're using Serum, or multi-band compression, and then some reverb on it will really help bring out the background as well. So that's all I got for you, man. And some side chaining actually, because I'm hearing the drums getting a little bit muted and some of the frequencies dip out because of the way the basses are playing over them. So, and some sub would be great as well. So since you're still work in progress, I would swipe the vocals all entirely. I know your song's called Blame and she says blame, but you know, in general, it isn't the same key. Some of these basses are a little too monotone, so maybe change them up and change some LFOs to be a little shorter, a little more choppy. And then some mastering, pull out the lows, pull out the highs, put some effects on these basses to give them a little bit more fill. Just some minor things to tweak. Some basically just adding effects and changing some things up with LFOs and stuff like that. But other than that, man, head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win. Countdown vocals for free today. One pack for one for free. One person. One person for free. That's it. The overall mix and the master is still a little muddy. I really need some multiband on there, so or OTT. I got yelled at last time for saying multiband. OTT on there, so that there's separating the bands and bringing up some of the highest, because then there's some of those instruments, some of those synths, there's a little bit too much of a muddy mid filter on it. Whatever that is right there is way too loud. It lasts way too long. And the vocal, from what I noticed, didn't sound too bad at all. It didn't sound too out of key. I'd work on your transition there too. And this took way too long to build up here, so I would cut this. I would literally, once you have this build up here hit, I would just have the drop head. I would cut out this whole section here. It's a little too downpour. There's a pluck, there's a background pluck in there that I can hear that is too intense. I would turn on the volume on that too a little bit. Yeah, so the only thing I have for you right now is the overall mix and master is a little too muddy. So I'd go in and put some OTT on it, bring out some of the, so separate some of the frequencies, pump up some of the lows, and crank up the volume a little bit on it so that it normalizes itself a little bit, and then bring up some of the highs and high mids, because in the drop in all the instruments you have, which are primarily mid frequency made, that the highs in them are getting kind of EQ'd out. I don't know if that was intentional, but I wouldn't do that just because their record labels, even if they're little record labels, are still going to look for a track being full with its frequency because they want it to be club bangers, quote unquote, so they can send them to other companies and people can play them out loud. So what I would do is bring up your highs and your high mids, then separate your lows and your low mids from everything like that, so you can pump up the lows, which are technically going to be your subs, and you can fill the song out a little bit more. Work on your transition here a little bit. Eliminate this whole half right here, which is like a second build up. It doesn't feel like it's needed, and it feels like it's too much of a weight. And the vocals that you added from the TV series that was scored 7 years ago was EQ'd well enough to not have a lot of the fuzziness in it that you usually get from taking stuff from TV shows, stuff like that, and it didn't seem too out of key, so that's fine. Just some little things with mastering primarily, and then mixing as well with this whole plucky effect you had happening in this second part. I don't remember it happening in the first part, but it was too prominent, so I would lower that too. Hopefully you're still here and I didn't just talk to nobody, but couldn't answer before. No problem. All right, yeah, that's all I got for you, man. Thank you for submitting the track. Good luck with your record label. Head over to Facebook, share the stream. You can also get a free pack if you do. No guarantee, but one lucky person. You never know. Oh, you are here. Okay. I'm not used to your name. I'm not used to your name being that, so I honestly didn't know. But yeah, you're welcome, and hopefully it works out for you. Come back if you need any more feedback. Also, our Discord channel is pretty good at giving, like Lad, one of my mods, is really good at giving feedback as well. So you can also honestly head to him too. He's pretty good at that. The mix was really well done. Excuse me. The mastering is still a tad bit too muddy in the mid area, so I would bring out some of the highs just to compensate. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to say about it. Maybe intensify the side chaining a tad bit to give more of a transitions are pretty dope as well, man. I really don't have that much else to say about it except for bring out some of the highs in the master, and then intensify the side chaining a tad bit more so that there's more of a rhythm to it. Put some calm bear and some sausage fattener on the master and crank it up to 100. That's how you master. All right, yeah, that's really all I got for you, man. Artix, thank you for submitting the track, buddy. Haven't seen your name on here before, I don't believe. Thanks for sending the track, man. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win the Countdown Hawkles for free today. Snare's too loud. Hi-hats are too loud. Those basses are kind of drowned by some elements over top of it. So your mixing is a little too muddy. I would go through it and change some volumes on some elements. Figure out what you want to be your highlight, and your drums are always going to be the thing you need to hear the most. People disagree with me whenever I say that, but that's how it works. And some side chaining so we can hear those drums, and then figure out what you want to be. There's usually a score sheet as to what is going to come first, second, third, fourth in mixing. Drums are always going to be 1, and number 2 is going to be your lead. 3 is going to be, 3 is going to be your chords. 4 is going to be your subs, and then 5 is going to be your effects. So if you have a lead in here, you want that to overpower everything, but not too crazy. So don't have it like bumped up to +4 decibels, then have your chords at 0. It doesn't make any sense. So try to go through and figure out exactly what you want to shine in the track. That way, there's not too much of a muddy mix inside here. It's hard for me, especially, to distinguish what I need to listen to whenever there's too much happening. The chords have a good sound though. His vocals need to be bumped up a little bit more too low. I put some low in on those chords. That way we can hear we can feel the vibration. But yeah, just some mastering and mixing things. Mastering to push up your lows a little bit more and bring out your midtones and your highs a little bit, so they're separated and pushed, and then going through and mixing some of the elements down and figuring out which one you want to take over, just so there's not too much happening at one time, so we can distinguish exactly what we need to be listening to. It helps us in the long run as listeners to distinguish exactly what you're trying to push at us. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals. One thing I have for right now, the master sounds good. The mix is pretty well done. Some things you could tweak a little bit, but the biggest thing I have for right now is some side chaining so those drums can come through and to drive your rhythm a little bit. I know there is some I can hear it, but not enough. But yeah, it sounds really dope. Yeah, I really have no complaints. Just the side chaining could be a little bit more intense. That's really it. Alright, lad. Yeah, that's fine, man. I have a chat with Roman after the stream as well, like as soon as it ends, so I'll have to do it through Discord. Just like messaging, stuff like that. That's fine. Just send me a message on there so I see it whenever the stream ends and so I know it's there. If you understand. But yeah, Ramudo, I think is how you say your name. Thank you for sending the track, man. It was really well done. Just fix some sidechaining issues. Other than that, head over to Facebook, share a stream for a chance to win. Chance to win Countdown Vocals today.
Gave you the keys to my door, but all I ever got is you asking for more. Losing all of me in a labyrinth of you. There's nothing that you're smoking, your mirrors won't do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like you only love one half of me. When we're 4 hours straight on the phone, but you can't even say my name when we're alone. Take me places only where it's a boom down parade. Boom down, show me that you love me. Boom down, show me that you love me. Boom down, show me that you love me. Boom down, show me that you love me.
Only thing I have to say about it is some sidechaining issue. Maybe intensify that a little bit more, but other than that, I like it a lot. And yeah, I think it is trap. I saw your little tag in here. It's mixed and mastered really well. I think it's just the sidechaining, so that snare and that drum and that kick can come through a little bit more. But you've already gotten 1,000, almost 2,000 plays on it. It's been up for 2 days, so I hope you win it, man. That'd be really cool to have someone in the stream win a remix contest for spinning. Is it for spinning or is it for Naya or Vinay? I think that's how you say your name. There's a link in Discord to send tracks to. But yeah, that'd be really cool. Just some sidechaining fixes. That's really it. Mastering and mixing overall is really good. I like it a lot. So thank you for sending the track. Hope you win. Good luck. We will see you next week, hopefully, for some feedback. I don't know exactly how long the remix contest goes on. I've seen a couple people come up with it. But other than that, thank you for submitting the track. I was going to say thank you for sharing. Head over to Facebook and share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals if you're interested. Right, in these last 6 minutes, I'm going to try to get to as many people as I possibly can. So I'm just going to be listening to climaxes, which are just going to be drops and choruses. The only thing I have to suggest is when that really low Reese, D&B style bass hits right here, I would add like a high feature to it. I would add like like a layered lead or something just to give it some spookiness and to give it some higher frequency, so it's not too much of a low based song. But mixing and mastering, you clearly know what you're doing. It's just that one section. Yeah, I would layer that whole bass right there. I would layer that with a high element, like a lead or something. Other than that, I like the mastering and mixing. Sidechaining is good. Drums are mixed well. Everything else is separated correctly. It's just that one little area I want you to possibly add a high element to it so that it layers well. And it's not too low of a bass song. When I say like frequency wise and sound wise too low, just a bunch of basses that are all monotoned, I would add something that layers that to make it a little bit more interesting on that end. Other than that, thank you for submitting the song. What am I saying? Thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals. I don't know how to speak. Yeah, some mixing mastering issues, maybe some mixing to separate all these elements so we can hear exactly what you want to be focal, because there's some brass and some chords in there that we can hear that are too much. Some side chainings overall, because I don't hear any at all, just to bring some rhythm and to hear those drums come through. It's a possible mixing mastering, or some mastering on there with OTT possibly to cut down some of the highs and push up some of the lows as well. But yeah, mostly the thing I hear the most is not sidechain, because you can't hardly hear the drums. Sidechaining it, even if the kick isn't necessarily a punchy kick, makes it feel like the kick's punchier than it actually is, because but yeah, so just some sidechaining so we can hear those drums come through, and I'm assuming it's a work in progress. So some mixing mastering along the way would help you a lot too. And then pump up some of that bass, add some sub or something inside there, or master it to where the bass comes through a little bit more. Other than that, that's all I got for you, man. Post Malone just messaged me. Pen Chan. Alright, here we go. Last one for the day. So then I gotta pick the Wiener. Some crazy sound is that. It really needs some sub bass. If you put some sub to follow those basses, it'd be super dope. Or at least intensify it. Maybe put a saturator on those drums too to bring them out a little bit. Alright, so just maybe some separation on the LFOs a little bit more, make them a little bit more punchy. Mixing, maybe bringing out some of the highs and the actual basses itself, some of the mastering. Sorry guys for that little noise weirdness. That's Facebook for you, I'll tell you right now. And mix those drums a little bit better in there, because I hear the sidechaining, I know it's there. I feel like the drums are still a little too low in the mix, so maybe mix them up a little bit more, so that there is some, you know. But yeah, that's all I would say so far. I mean, I feel like it's not done yet, so I would do some mixing, mastering, add some sub, add some background elements so that there's something that fills in behind these basses, some reverb on the bass. The sound design is super unique. If that's you doing that, that's super cool. Other than that, man, thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Countdown Vocals, which we're doing right now, but I was trying to do that earlier. I was trying to get the person already picked so I didn't have to wait But Facebook decided to be a jerk about it. Alright, guys. This is a part of the stream where I sit here for a couple of minutes looking all awkward because I gotta wait for it to pick a person. If you haven't liked or shared the stream yet, you have a couple of seconds to go do so. If you want some countdown vehicles to get. It comes with 88 vocal samples and loops, countdown vocals for parties, which I'm assuming it has stuff in it for parties. Unique male and female vocals in different languages. So that's that. Come on, pick a person. Okay, it picked a dude. All right, so this is the winner. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm gonna post it in the chat. Here is the winner of the countdown vocals today. Congratulations, Josh. I just got a spam warning. That's super sick. Josh, Roman will send you the pack here in a couple of hours. I have your Facebook link, and he will send it to you via Facebook message. It'll be a direct link to the download of the pack, and you will get that for free in a couple of hours. Other than that, that'll be it for me today, guys. I got some people to talk to, like Lad, who apparently has an important thing to say to me. Okay, I got to talk to him, and I got to talk to other people, and I got to do some stuff before I head out. I will see you guys next week. For those of you who send me emails on a daily, I don't know if some of you guys are here, or if some of you guys are here from the applications or whatever you guys. Just note that I will be away from my desk most of today, but I will be back most of tomorrow. So I will see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good rest of your morning. Whatever it is for you. And I'll see you guys on the I was going to say on the morrow, but no, because I won't. I'll see you guys next week. Next week, same time, same place.